Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Anime Podcast. Here we talk about all things anime, manga, theories. Even though we haven't covered a theory yet, tier list, everything. We got to do it anime. We're going to talk about it at one point or another. But we're back over here on the Block Sitdown YouTube channel. Chilling, sitting down, yapping, do
Tired,
the thing. Tired. He's tired. He was late.
bro. I'm always
How
tired,
was
bro.
your week, your day, your night, whatever? How's it been,
Um,
man?
I mean, uh, just, just getting a swing of things. To be honest, it's just like something changes, something doesn't change. So it's just like I don't know, bro. It's just there's no balance in my life right now, bro. It just something happens certain days, something doesn't. And some days does something doesn't happen, but it happens. So it's in the beginning, it's just all over the fucking place. There's no balance in my life no more, and I'm just constantly fucking tired. That's basically the moral of the story, bro. And then it doesn't help when this one wants nothing but your attention. What do you want?
He wants to be up top.
Yeah,
She gets off.
nah, she will lay there. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be it.
How about you, bro?
My week, what I need to do is I need to either find a better system at tracking my anime or not watch it on Thursday, like a whole season on Thursday. Because I watched two things this week, and I genuinely forgot about the first one. I was like, yo, I only watched one episode. My New Year's resolution is already cooked, bro. We haven't even left January yet. And then I realized, I checked my notes. I was like, no, I watched the whole season of anime basically.
Wow.
So yeah, like my week, it's been it's been kind of hectic as well. Prepping for my trip coming up. So yeah, we got one more podcast, then a week break. I assume
No.
probably. I mean, I can maybe do it while over there, but not
Nah,
likely at all.
yeah, nah, I mean, no point, but I mean, I could do a
Yeah,
solo show, but I doubt that's gonna happen.
just
Uh,
be yapping for hours straight, 40 minutes straight.
yeah, probably. I could probably do that.
Yeah, but hey, man, if you do a solo show, that you just at this point you just streaming to no viewers at that point.
That is true.
But yeah, nah, it's been a good week. I still haven't rewatched any of the shows that I said I was gonna rewatch last episode, but that's okay because I watched something else.
Oh, okay. I mean, with that being said, are we getting to what we watched this week?
We are getting through. We are getting in. We watched this week.
Oh
What you
wow,
watched? How many episodes? How many shows? I know you got a lot. You got a lot more than me. That's for sure.
Ibrahim dying on his end.
I'm dying.
He's dying.
I'm dying. No. Anyways, what are you watching? If you understand me.
I hear you a little bit. You're a little robotic, but for the viewers at home, try to stay with us. Hopefully, Ibrahim internet fixes itself. If not, he would just listen. And by the time, hopefully, I'm done. Obviously, I watched three things this week, last week. Also, spoilers to those who's interested in watching any of these episodes. I'm watching, it's currently the Witcher season anime. So if you're interested in watching any of these, spoilers. Like I said, we're reviewing the episode by episodes. First up on the list, noble reincarnate, born blessed, so I'll obtain ultimate power. So honestly, I think this was the first anime earlier in the week, and I don't know if you forgot. It's this one and the MF Ghost anime that I watched early on in the week, and I basically somehow got to remember, and which I don't. So we're about to go this together. So I think they're just talking about the government affairs right now, I guess. As they're going through it. Oh, okay, I remember now. It's coming to me. So this guy apparently he's like he owns some sort of governor general of Hojoy. So it seemed like he rules some sort of land, and they're introducing each other. Apparently they met a while ago, and apparently he's basically come like, hey, there'd been a flood in my area or his town, whatever, and I was supposed to get the money to fix my stuff. There was the royal family was supposed to help and all type of shit. It's a fertile grain producing region in the bend of the large river, so I guess they produce grain, so I guess they're valuable or whatever. But going forward, they keep talking, but long story short, the money that he's supposed to get, he never got them. So our main character is like, what? You ain't never got the money? Hold my drink real quick. He's like, all right, follow me. He's going to the guy who basically controlled the money. The Minister of Finance. This guy, just look at him, bro. Just all dazzled down, jewelry all over his finger, eating delicious steak. Long story short, you're like, what can I do for you, young prince? And they're chitting, chatting. Hey, you're like, hey, you know about that flood? Yeah, wasn't you supposed to help him by giving the money? And then basically she basically trying to play the prince dumb, like, yeah, we were supposed to, but they did this, they did that, so we couldn't get the money out. Basically just trying to play him like an idiot. And
Yeah.
Our main character like, okay, he's right here. I asked you again, are you belittling me? So, and then he was like, what? No, I would never do such a thing. What are you talking about? I could send you the money right now. He basically, long story short, he's little like breaking down like his like, like comeback? Not really comeback, but he's breaking up like controversial things he's saying. He like make a point. There we go. He's like finding his point. He's like, okay, you're saying this, but he did this. You're doing that, but he did this. So it's just like what you're saying doesn't make sense. Basically, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say, but there's but long story short, now he's saying some other bullshit. You plan to plan to build the Emperor Summer Retreat. Yes. Right here, they're still talking. Long story short, it said, hey, you're committing a grave crime against the royal family. And then the flood region needs flood control, but we're building a villa. Like, do you take my father for a fool? And then this little moment of him they start groveling, like, you must understand, I meant nothing of the sort. So yeah. So basically, yeah. And then he's just like amazed by how like smart and like wow, this guy, even though he's so young, he's so smart at the same time. Right, so you just gas him up and all the hype shit, and then go into an intro, come back, and at the king, his king messenger sent a message like, hey, the king has summoned you. And first thing the king says is that, well done, right? It said, and then he like, I hear you throw a little router maverick, meaning like, I'm like happy the way you dealt with that situation, basically. And he's just like, well, I didn't expect you to be so smart. Just gas him up, and then he's like, now he start talking about his sword. Like, damn. So I didn't even know the sword could look like that. After Dark History, remember, it's a cursed sword. So he just like, damn, I didn't know. It's crazy to see how it's looking now compared to its history, right? And remember last week episode where they was at the banquet. I think the sword basically almost killed everybody, and he controlled it with a single sword. A little flashback then, and they said if he didn't stop the back then, he probably would have killed everyone at market. A little reminiscent of that moment. Just said no one to match him. And then he was like, since you're so like good with this sword, let me polish your swordsmanship, and this is the highest ranking of the knights, right? So you're like, hey, you gonna train under this guy, and then the knight was like, hey, no problem. I don't mind training, the prince under my king command, right? Just obeying the king. And he's like, first and foremost, let's test. Let me see you how well you hold up. Let me see what it look like. So they square off, right? And he quickly, obviously, you can see they squared off. They clash, and then all of a sudden the sword flies out of his hand, and then the knight thought he was like, "Hey, I apologize, my king, but there's nothing I could teach him. This guy, our main character, our prince, he's too good. His strength, his speed are indeed those of a child, but he used technique alone to disarm me. There's nothing left for me to teach him. His highness already possesses the swordsmanship skill of a master. So it's like, And he's just like impressive Julia or something, like just gassing him, but even more like, damn, bro, this guy's really good, right? So, then I think the king ended up giving him the best what was it called? There's no one to a title slash a judge. There you go. I will make you head judge in this year night selection exam. That's what it was. Apparently this is like the highest like title or reward you can earn for like being a knight or something to like basically select the next night. So that definitely piqued my interest because remember from last week's episode we started off the episode of him listening to this girl singing, right? And obviously, apparently, I learned more throughout this episode, but you seen a little bit of it last week where anybody he come to encounter or that wants to be in his party or come under his subordinate, he get an upgrade, he get a boost into his like skill class or whatever. So obviously with with this one, him picking a knight, a little bit of foreshadowing seems like he might get a another companion, so which might make him stronger. So now it's just like a little like a poster of the night stuff, and then basically explaining what it is, and then it's like this is where all the nations and all these towns send a knight, and then even if you're a low class family, if you're able to win this thing, you become upper ranked of the society, and you basically like set your family up for life basically. So, and then obviously another flashback of like his current like stats or whatever. And then they started talking about how he wanted it done, and then he was like, I want it done differently, and like I want to be judging all the fights here. Obviously he has like he's able to see these powers, so it's like he don't want to miss the chance of finding somebody that's going to be able to help him. So he's like, hey, I want to see them all. I want to judge every contest, but it has to be in the capital because I can't be flying around the world trying to find everybody. So if possible, can we do it all right here? Basically that's what he's saying right here. The area too vast, and then he go talk to her like, hey, is there any night in your in your town that that you would like to send over? He said, yeah, but there's all our people scavenging the money to even bring him over here. Then he was like, all right, don't worry, it's all good. Hey, whoever want to participate from your town, I'll cover it. And yeah, I have and then you end up saying you don't want to overlook any talent just because of money, and then he would make the village happy. And then he basically called the butler and like, hey, there should be some houses somewhere, right? Go buy that shit, and that's where they're gonna live. Boom, right? He just
hey, how much money this dude got?
I don't know, bro, but he be calling the shot just like that. I'm like, well, shit. All right,
he's spending money like he is infinite.
No cap.
That infinite money glitch.
And then I think he go and this. I think he's talking to the remember from last week's episode, the one guy that he was interested in because of his daughter, air quote daughter, but more like a bodyguard. I think he's the one that's like, don't give money away out for mere compassion. Okay, I think maybe a little sponsor. I think this is what's going on. So he's basically like, I appreciate you giving me all this money, but hey, what else do you want? Because there's no way you're just, you're giving me money for no reason. Then he's just like, wow, I'm surprised you're so knowledgeable at your age, Typical common thing going around. Seems like, oh, wow, you're so smart for your age. Then he was like, long story, like, what do you want? Hoping you would hire the sort of people or hired. Basically he I guess like one of his girls or maids or something to possibly come under the king, because if you're under the king maid, you get all the information and all this, and information is super important if you want to like stay ahead and things. So that's what it is. If she would be ordered to spend the night with the emperor as a consort, and it's like the profit will be immeasurable. So I've already sent a token of my gratitude to your mansion, advance payment. And thank you so much. So, of course, I will choose one would measure up to your standards. So basically, he's like, I'm like, all right, fine, but I'm gonna pick type shit that's gonna that should fit. But man, I elevate you above the other. You fully do. And then he was like, I think he said, he want to put the 13th Prince house sign to his store sign. So basically, completely devoting himself to his service. Basically, he's like, are you sure you want to do that? All of a sudden, start raining, and then all of a sudden, something clicks, something clicks, and I think one of his class, I think like lowers, boom, right there. You see it right there. Let me not play for too long because our last episode got fucking blocked because of it. And bro, I only played the clip for like at least a second or two, bro. So
Yeah, bro.
that's crazy.
Took them down.
They got me. They got us quick. But anyways, y'all seen from that little glimpse, from a double S to a single S now, and you mean like, yo, something happened. Whatever happened, they're like, hey, yo, shorty, we need to go and we need to run back to where the hell it happened. I think he noticed, and he went to talk to the king. That's where he is now. He talked to the king, like, hey, do you know something happened? And the king was like, how you know about it? And then all of a sudden his messenger comes in, give him the news and talk about it. Then like, hey, what should we do? Oh, apparently there's a rebellion going on. That's what's happening. And then king was like, hey, what are you gonna do? Apparently it's like he's in charge of the area. I think it's the area that he just bought. I think. Hey, do you have anything putting it down himself? He was like, I don't think I should be the one to do it. If anything, you should. You know, he basically giving a smart answer of like, I'm too young, right? The people not gonna respect me. You should send like the second prince or something to go deal with that shit. They'll be probably respecting more over me. And then the king was like, that's not the answer I expected, but a smart one. He said, I very well I'll stand by your judgment and choose another. With such a low number, the orthodox approach to suppress him head on. So basically saying the second prince should be able to do it.
Yeah.
Then he's like, you sure you don't want to do it yourself, bro? This will be your first battle, and when you come in victorious, man, you be elevated to even higher levels, basically.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, they're driving, and all of a sudden, apparently they get attacked. They got attacked. Yeah, the sword reacted in one of the flashbacks. Here it is, attacked. Here he is. He's, you know, they caught him and whatever. But little do you know, he got his shield up. Talking about water users. Go slice them all up. Like, hey, they're not all dead, but you can interrogate their ass. And then there been a rebellion. There it is. And then he's like, purchase all the horse feed. Basically, like, hey, all right, there's gonna be rebellion. All right, well, we're gonna buy up all the food and stuff from the surrounding areas. So if they want to keep going, they're not gonna have no food to eat to even continue. Long story short. And then he was like, just you care, stand irrational. Like, yeah, do all that shit. And then he just so like astounded, like, wow, how is he so smart? And then like, hey, I also buy up all this shit too. And then he basically helping. I forgot he's helping his brother fight. But yeah, that was episode 3. Those gains, those lost. So I'm actually looking forward to this. Well,
episode.
Not upcoming, but the episode where the night selection exam. Obviously, I don't know how far away that is, but I'm definitely interested in that. I don't know if it's next episode. I don't know the episode afterwards, but that's the one thing I'm looking forward to see what he would see. Onward. Next anime that I watched this week. This episode came out today, so I watched this before getting on. Easygoing territory event by the optimistic Lord. Episode 3, the wonderful renovation of an improvised frontier. Remember, spoilers to those who's want to watch it yourself. Episode start off. Remember he just finished building his house, and they're everybody just like ravishing and like, wow, holy shit, you did that shit so fast. And then they're just talking about the house and like, hey, if y'all bring me the wood, I'll make the house for y'all. Then all of a sudden his head knight that came joining like, what? Hey, we're about to go get the lumber now. And then and eventually like, what? Nah, we're gonna go get some lumber too. Now all of a sudden there's a little clash or whatever. And like hold on, you telling me this guy gonna make our house? Hold on, we're not about to miss out on this. And then fast forward a little bit, and they're like, hey, all the people in town like, you think you can build us a house too? And then he was thinking like, oh yeah, maybe I should do that, especially since the house is breaking down and not good looking, right? And then he basically said, yeah, I'll do it. And they're all happy about it. And then go into intro, come back. He basically start doing. He make all the houses, and then all the people just like ravaging in it right here. There you go. Like, oh my God, our house. We have a good looking house. Finally, not broken down. And then he was like, yeah, I broke it down into this section to make it make sense. Fundamental, blah blah blah. I don't know. It's like a fundamental way to do it. But he also Also made a public bath next to them, and obviously around this time is a luxurious thing to have. Obviously, all the girls happy, right? And then he was like, "Hey, he heat the fire," and then the girl was like, "Oh here." He's like, "Okay, Lord Vaughn, let's go take a bath together." It's her and there's the green hair girl over here. Like, yeah, let's go take a bath together. And then he's like, "What? Nah, hold on. I'm a grown ass man. Hold on. What do you mean talking about taking a shower with me?" Right? Loaded to taking a shower, and then she's like, he's so smart, he's so kind, and then she's just gassing him up, like, as his, that's her master. Like, yeah, you're right. I could tell you about so many other things that he's so good at, and why he's so smart. And then it go to like, listen, all of them will take time, basically just giving all of his boundless knowledge was on par with most adults, but just gas him up from the evening all the way to nighttime, basically. And then now the guy's in there, and then he's like, this and his servant like, yo, you got a lot of muscle in your body. You like, what? Nah, I'm pretty skinny compared to the knight, Mr. D. And then he was like, bro, everybody must be not having muscle like yours, but compared to that guy, we're all fucking skinny. And then this guy was like, he comes in like, I heard you call for me, and then this scene, I'm like, all right, bro. All right. They're talking, and then you go to sleep. All of a sudden, the walls built up. Now they made this little crater right here. And then he was like, hey, since we made this crater, we should probably fill it with water, make it the defense even better. Then he said, let's go make a water source. Remember this mage? He proceeded to create a path for the waterway that comes in. But they gotta make sure it's nice and well done. So they go still like fixing it up. And they're like, fixing it up. They have all the little guys training basically. So they then they said it was gonna take maybe a couple of days or a week to finish it, and then they were like, oh shit, we could finish this in a few hours, right? And then he was like, no, hold on, let's not do that. Look at your damn people that's helping you. They could barely even keep up, bro. What the hell are you talking about now? They're like, damn. And he's like, damn. Maybe we should stop, Seems like, they're not gonna be able to keep up. Yeah. So they're talking. And then all of a sudden the village people sees the water comes in. Here it is. The water's now in. And then he was talking about, hey, hold on. If it rains, this water is gonna overfill and it's gonna flood the area. He was like, I should go create a lake too. And that's what he did. Go proceed to make a lake, and then now they have fresh water, I guess, to get water from the village. Now they see, the chief is like, thank you. We no longer need to go to the trek to the river to fetch water. So they're just happy, appreciative, and he's just making the area better. Then boom, and now we're switching to another scene of a new character. She got yellow hair and some silver white hair. Lady Arte apparently. W fan service as well right here. And they're just talking like all I know, Lady Arte, and then I forgot her name, but just talking a little bit. Apparently they're going to a remote village, and maybe they're talking about the village that our main character's in, probably. That's what I would assume, but you never know. But it continued to fortify the fortress. And then he turned the like mud, like rock, into like stone basically. Now it's looking more. Then now Rampart is mostly complete, looking better. And then they kept doing this thing basically to keep gassing up his work basically. Now he's like, wow, this more sturdy. Even the bandits can't mess it up basically. He's like, you know what? Let me go add some other things to it. And they're like, what the hell? You even added shit like this? They're like, so you talk about his magic, how you could do almost anything. Mere Bandit will never conquer it, however hard they try. And then they're just talking about, bro, if the king would have, kept him, bro, the kingdom would probably be so much better. And then he's like, don't talk about that. It's like too late, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. All right. And then now they're talking about, what should we do about money wise? We don't really have nothing to really make money, or we don't have nothing to bring in, merchants coming in and out. Yeah, so they're talking like, well, we haven't the ingredients for the sweet baked desserts you love. And then he's like, what? And they all his servants get like scared because like they know he loves sweets, and then he gets serious like what? Let me lock in real quick. There you go. Let's come up with something this village can sell real quick, and then they give him a suggestion. He like rejected. She give rejected basically.
Yeah.
They're still talking. All of a sudden they're in this area, and then he's just talking about, hey, your servant don't want to use the weapon that you made for them because they don't want to ruin it. And then he was talking about if they don't want to use it, they're not gonna know how to use it. Then he basically agreed. It would be good for you to use it. She was talking about, yeah, I got this nice, sturdy, fine, flexible shield that y'all can practice on. He go ahead and take the first swing on it. I'm talking about he didn't even full swing. I'm talking about he did a little dink, right? He did a little dink, and then all of a sudden it shreds apart. He said, I just had this made, and then the main character Von go and fixes it, just happy. Then all of a sudden the adventure pulls up like, yo, you want to buy these ores from us, bro? We found it in the mountains. There's like mobs and creatures over there, so that's probably why it's not discovered the mithril ore as well. But why have none of this been mined? But there was an issue or an issue talking about why there's still stuff. Giving a backstory on probably why there's stuff there. They're like, hey, you don't mind if I use it? They're like, nah, go ahead. You go proceed and makes it pure iron or whatever. He said, I don't know how pure it is. And he was like, really? Like, hey, you think you can make me can you try to make me a sword with that? A short sword and long sword? Right? He's like, yeah, I got you. And then his group of people like, wait, he loves swords that much? Since when, basically? Start making a sword, start making it, taking density, and that's the sword he makes, and all of a sudden, he's super happy about it. Since you're my first customer, I paid the extra attention to a stat embellishment or whatever. Long sword next, and then all of a sudden, they're like, bro, let me see that sword, let me see that. And then he's like, yo, can y'all please keep it down, I need to lock in to make this sword. And finish making the sword, and it's like all sparkly, shiny, and he's just more happy. They're like, wait, can you make me one too, basically? They're like, damn. And he's like, damn, wait, this was well night that they even want one? He just said, well, you did bring me those ores, so the least I could do. And she's saying, well, I don't know for sure, but until we test it out some, but I'm pretty sure this could fetch some money. Looking at more of the ores. We discover a dungeon. They're basically talking about if there's a dungeon here, like all the big people would try and, set up a place for this place, and then all basically discussing, well, our town, your town is not capable of, keeping these people, up to standard. So that might spark a war. They might try to take over it. They might, and then they're basically, you know what? Let's not try to find it. Let's try to avoid on possible places where this could be. Let's try to stack up, get ready, so then we can claim this ourselves. Basically, is what the conversation held here.
Yeah. And
then I think we're back in town. And then basically, the man was like, hey, you're not tired? You've been making stuff all day? He's like, nah. If I was tired, I would have quit. Type thing. I would have stopped. And then all of a sudden, there's a villager running away. Like, yo, everybody run away. Everybody get inside the wall. There's a freaking armor lizard on the way. And then all the villagers scared. And then at the very end, he said, hey, this is a very important battle for all of us. Hey, as your ruler, I'm gonna help. I'm gonna fight this with y'all, but I can't do so alone. So can y'all help me fight? And then that's where it ends. Please lend me your strength, and that was it. So yeah.
Okay.
So that was that. And then
is that an isekai? Or is it just like a fantasy world?
I think it's fantasy. Yeah, fantasy. I don't think it's isekai. Yeah.
See, I like the fantasy.
Reborn as a Marquis Fourth Son, so I guess it's isekai. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like those when it's just like, yeah, you know what? I got a town. Let's build it up. Like the time I got reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah.
That's what really. I was like, wow, this is interesting to me.
Yep.
Every time I find them, I'm just like, yeah. This is nice. I like this.
Yeah. So far, I do like that stuff like that too. But yeah, that other like obtain ultimate power, I like obviously the royalty, and then like if you're born in royalty, they actually respect the royalty, not like.
Yeah, I think both of those isekais you're watching is like really
good. Yeah, exactly. So it's just compared to like last season anime where I barely watch anything, this season I actually have stuff to watch, so it's great, and I look forward to watching them like literally every week, bro. Especially today on Wednesday, that's when we're going to the podcast. I just know it dropped that anime, the one that I just reviewed. It always dropped the anime, so I'm knowing. But the other two, the other one I reviewed, and then the one I'm about to get into right now, MF Ghost. With that being said, MF Ghost, if you're interested in this, I'm pretty sure most of us is. After all, this is season 3, episode 27, into the final lap. So like I said, I mean, I watched this early on, so it's gonna be a little getting used to, and a little correction as well. I remembered, I don't know if y'all remember, but towards the end of last episode, I was like, yo, where's the blue car at, bro? I don't see the blue car. I thought they were fighting first, second place. I'm mistaken the Porsche. This white car right here, I'm mistaking them. So this Porsche is like, I think, third. So this is, so the race right now, first, second, third. This is fourth, fifth, sixth. So I'm mistaken the Porsche. So the other 3 cars ahead is also a white Porsche, but this Porsche has a black stripe. So that's why. And he's also currently also the, I guess, the last year's champion as well, but apparently this year's champion, this year, like, front runner is a different Porsche, and he's some, like, German guy or something. Anyways, but yeah, I'm mistaken. That's a little correction for last week. Anyways, going into the episode, and then we gotta remember the characters, that we seen these guys are talking about, like, hey, you sure you ain't tell the guy in the Super, his mistake? They're like, nah, bro, why we tell him, bro? He gotta learn that shit himself if you wanna be a good racer, right? Fast forward to talking, and then she's like, I've been waiting for you to ask me this question of what I'm gonna do for my summer, right? And she's like, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna go look good. And then the reporter basically said, yeah, good luck with that one. He's like, I see, good luck type shit. But anyways, back into the race. Super, when I reviewed the Super, like, hey, yo, Kanata, yo, let's take me to a zone I ain't never seen before, right? You already been cooking. Let me see what you're gonna do. So then it gets into the little intro real quick, right before the lap start cooking. Explain more of the detail of the race. Kanata has this uncanny knack that must frighten other driver. Basically, just like, yo, he's just doing shit that racers just don't do, right? So they're racing, then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I got prove to these young guys, like, hold on, I wasn't last year's champion for no reason now. And then as soon as he said that, he go make his move. He started doing it, and now he's on the side of him, and he's basically overtaking him right now. And boom, just like that, in a split of a second, he takes it just like that. Now he take over, and now he's just flying now. Now he's focused on the people ahead. So apparently, what he did was, when they were making this turn, he ended up getting on this little ledge right here, which allowed him to squeeze in. But due to other cars whose car is super low, if they was getting on this curb, they'll fuck up their car. But since he's in a regular Toyota, his suspension is a little higher, so he's able to do it. So that's what he did. All right, so the A6 isn't that much higher off the ground, but relative to 911 GT3, so that's what the car is called, it's higher basically. So he's able to do it. All right, so they're just gassing up this morning. This guy, he's just like having basically a heart attack. Like, he kind of just playing rough today. They're zooming. They're just impressed with his work. Strong the enemy, the more satisfying it is to beat them. Just talking. Now, this is the 3 cars I was talking about, where I'm like, yo, where's the blue cars at, bro? Hold on, if I can find it. That's the blue car I'm talking about here. It's the Alpine right here. But this is the German guy. I think I might be wrong. I apologize. He's in first place. This is the Ferrari guy. He's a red. He's in second place right now. But yeah. Cheers. Nope. We're back with the other guys here. They're just racing. They're racing. Explaining more about the race. Gassing them up. Gassing. That's both inside the line over. I'm not sure what he's planning. So they start racing. And he's been playing behind him, like using him to beat this guy. So he's been sitting in the back. lanes open. He's sitting behind, lanes open, and he basically just takes it, right? And then he just got like, "Oh, well done." Excuse me. And then the red car was like, "Hold on, I just found. Oh no, I did this wrong. I said this completely wrong." So what happened is, so this is how it is: white car, blue car, red car, and you basically go to the side like he's about to take over, but the red car get in between, and then he ended up just using them as a way to get past this guy. They basically they accidentally work together, but not really, to get past the white guy, and he been in first place the whole time. So that happened.
Now the main character's in first.
No. Our main character is still catching up to the pack. So to Ferrari. So these three different characters that you're not familiar with yet, because obviously I'm going through it. Yeah. But so the German guy, there's a Ferrari, and there's the blue Alpine. That's currently 3 different racers ahead of our main character. Our main character is currently in 4th place right now. He's in a different pack that obviously he just passed. Now he's catching up to the front of the group right now. Yeah. But yeah. So they've been fighting alone. They're still fighting. And then now these cars having to fight on their own. Like I think this is 7th and 8th place or something. I think the yellow Audi against the white GTR. And it said I can't keep up with this guy. He's still racing, like I said. But you be looking back in the distance. There's our main character right there, catching up to the rest, the front of the pack. All right, the race. Yep. So racing. This is racing. It's particularly fast in the stretch. Apparently they get into a section where this is like he basically just broke the record on this section. At this point, nothing we could do. Well, at least the people on the head said they could nothing do. The last lap. He's just saying his partner, our main character, is on a miracle lap right now. Still racing. Nothing much is going on. They're going back. They're going neck to neck. The guy, okay, so this guy right here, if I could get a still picture of him, right? This guy, he have a 17-year-old girl complex.
Oh, nah.
He only dates girl that's 17 years old. Once they get past 17, then he breaks up with him. Oh, nah. So he's basically saying, he's like, look, he's comparing the cars a little bit. He like, those who choose any girls, isn't the same. Any cute girl isn't the same as a guy who sticks to his one thing, which is basically saying I stick to 17-year-old girls. That my path of doing that will always be better than somebody who picks any cute girls. Just trying to compare, like, yo, my car, blah blah blah, this is better than you switching car or whatever, right? She's talking out his ass. I'm like, all right, kind of funny comparison, but I get it, type thing.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the bottom of my freaking, what's it called? My aesthetic, part of his aesthetics, and then he ended up getting around, and now he's back in first place again. He's to overtake, these cars, right? But this red car ended up getting overtaken by this white car as well. Now he's second place. He's dropped back to 3rd place.
Man, he got in a quick get back down.
Yeah, so. Yeah, unbelievable. What are you doing back there? He was thinking, hey, this Ferrari is going to be able to keep this guy behind me, which is what I need, right? Obviously, that did not happen. So, to racing don't mean that they don't have to hesitate for a trading point. I never forget how it feels, and then all of a sudden it shows our main character just zooming right behind him, all of a sudden, and now he's overtaking him. He's literally like right next to neck. All of a sudden. Everybody's like, what the hell? Where the fuck he came from? All right, just losing their mind. And then now this is what the pack looks like: 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th place, and they're still racing back to this race. The GTR. I think what happening is so they're getting to a section where right here you can see right here it's split both ways, right? So everybody's talking about this GTR, like, oh, this is the moment this GTR is going to take this route. It's going to pass them, right? They're going to do it. They're going to do it and build up. And then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, he ain't do it. And then he was like, bro, I'm not that good of a racer, bro. I just got a good car. And he was like, y'all gassing me up too much. and he's just sad that he can't live up to the expectation, basically.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, flashback. Our main character go do a crazy move on the leader of this year's championship or this season's championship. This guy right here in this Porsche. He ended up passing him, doing some crazy shit, driving on top of like the something. I can't show you, but he did something, got passed by him. Now he's in second place. That was so smooth. Everybody just gassing him up again, and but they're like, "What's going on though? There's something wrong. There's something not right. Is it because of his tires? Yeah, his tires now gonna give up on him. It's his. You don't have the same traction as he was earlier.
Yeah.
So now we're seeing our main character struggle a little bit, and our main character obviously sensed it. That there's something wrong with his tire. And that was the final, or not final episode. That was the episode 3. Well, episode 27 into the final lap. MF Ghost season 3. Oh, I was supposed to show y'all this, but it's okay. But yeah,
They got one more lap, or is that like the end of the race, basically?
they
It's coming up.
what's this called? Into the final lap. So I think
One more lap.
it's either one more lap or this is the final lap. Like heading towards the final lap, whichever one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is all the anime I watched this week.
Okay. Finally, my turn to do
Sorry.
it. Man, you just got you just watched a lot. You got lots to yap about, you know. Anyways, I watched 2 things this week. I watched My Status as an Assassin obviously exceeds the hero. This is from last season of anime. I watched like 3 episodes, 4 episodes, and I kind of fell off because watching weekly is a struggle for me. But I mean, I prefer to binge watch anyways, and I feel like this was definitely a better watch, like binging it. Because when I was binging it this week, it was kind of I watched 3 episodes. It was kind of like, yo, bro, if I had to wait a week at this point, I would have gave up on the show. Like it was the normal. Oh, the main character's overpowered. Oh, he gets his subordinates, and then yeah, man, it just hit the isekai mood. If you just want an isekai, boom, this is all right. It's an all right one. Overpowered, you know.
Oh, you didn't? Did you watch all of it?
I finished it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Finished it.
How did you say you watched 3 episodes? I'm like, what?
Nah, I watched 3 episodes before.
To finish it?
No. I watched the first 3 episodes and I was like, I'm done watching it weekly, and I might come back to it.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So I finished it. It was all right. It's crazy that this was the 26th most popular anime in 2025 and the 26th highest rated in fall 2025. It was all right in my opinion.
It was all right. Damn.
It was all right. I don't know about 26 highest rated,
Damn.
but hey, it did the job. It just felt like every other isekai. It's just that this one is an assassin.
Mm-hmm.
That he actually does kill somebody.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and it was like a whole thing, because it was just like, yo, I'm a failure of an assassin because I've never killed anybody. And then he goes and he kills somebody, and it kind of like made it like this thing where it's like, yo, did he kill him? Did he not kill him?
Mm.
And then he was just like, I'm sorry. And the lady was like, the girl like he was talking to was like, you're sorry because you didn't listen to me about not killing him? It was like, yeah, I killed him. And I was like,
Damn. Straight to the
bro.
point.
Mm-hmm. And he had like this whole like little, I don't want to say mental breakdown, just like self-doubt. He was like, yo, I'm not going to lie. If I knew I was about to be a murderer, I would have done it earlier. I would have killed the king, and we wouldn't even be in this predicament, low key.
Okay.
And then he was just like, And that was basically the end of it.
I heard you.
It was all right. I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it, but hey, if you need a calm 12-episode anime with I say interesting characters, I like the characters.
Gotcha.
Then yeah, I should give it a shot. If not, then a better show would be this next one I just finished,
Mhm.
which is Gachikura. Gachi Takita, or however you call it, the trash anime. I finally finished it. Boom. Last episode came out last weekend. There was a there was a new character that was introduced. We're going over the last episode, episode 24, Field Trip. And yeah, it starts off okay, at the end of wait, do we go over the last episode? I don't
I
even
think so.
remember.
I think so.
All right. At the end of the last episode, yeah, we did
It
because
was
we
that
talked about
teacher
the
tattoos,
dude.
right?
Yeah, the tattoos. All right. So we start off with the last episode. Rudo's looking at the tattoo lady girl, like she's all sad because that dude could have died, right? So she's like, "Dang, bro, I really almost got him killed." And the dude that almost died was talking to Rudo, like, hey, why don't you go down there and help her, right? And Rudo's like, "Yo, what do you mean? I don't know how to, right? I don't know how to help people. Ugh. I don't know how to help people because all he ever done was like hurt and be violent." And he was just like, "Yo, bro, just go down there and help her. Like, what are you doing?" And then he was just like, it was like a nice moment. And then he was just like, "Man, I went and talked his ear off, right?" And then Ruda's just like, "Yo, bro, I'm gonna go help him, bro," because he brought a valid point. How am I supposed to help people and I can't even help this one person, right? So then it's just like, so Rudo goes down there. He has like this funny thing where it's like, he's like, I don't know how to help. Teach me how to draw, right? I have no idea how you feel or what to say, but teach me how to draw. I've never, she's supposed to be like this super cool artist kid. And then he's just like, yo, I didn't even see your town, your art in Canvas Town. Like, teach me how to draw. Like he's trying to cheer her up, and she's like, "Yeah, I got you, bruh." And then they go back, and then the opening plays, and they're like, learning how to draw. And they arrive to Canvas Town, and he's like, "Yo, why do I have to like? Why are we on a field trip?" And it's like a little flashback 2 hours earlier. They're chilling out at the hideout, right? He's learning how to draw, and then they was like, so they're all drawing together. And the boss dude is like, "Yo, your art is bad," because he showed him his art. It's like, "Yo, your art is bad," right? And then the art lady is like, "Yo, I gotta do a mural because everybody who's had this like vital instrument passed down, they do a mural, right? To leave behind like their generation, essentially, like what represents their generation." And it was like, "Yo, I like the dude, the mayor of Canvas Town is like, hey, I can help out, but you gonna need to get your own materials and buy everything yourself. Like we can't help you with this, right?" And she's like, all right, it's kind of awkward, but I could do it, right? And then everybody's like, hey, whatever. Oh my god, I actually hit play a couple times. This video is shocked, but the leader of the cleaners was like, hey, I got a mission for you guys. No adults, just these four kids, right? Like you guys are gonna walk to Canvas Town, get the materials, and help her with the thing, right? And you're like, dang, that's it. And everybody's like, yo, this a bad idea. It's a bad idea. And then the leader was like, hey, Rudo, since you're the oldest, you're gonna watch all the kids, right? You're gonna protect them. You're the oldest. You just survived two raiders attack or a raider attacked. Three out of four people, kids going, survived a raider attack. So yeah. So then Rudo is like, yo, it's up to me to protect these children. So like he has like this whole like moment, like my mission is to protect them. And Engine and then the big brother dude is like they watching over him, because yeah, they're about to be walking in the middle of God knows where, right? So they make the first stop to the ink place. Oh wait, oh yeah, this introduced a pretty cool character. Anyways, yeah, we'll get into this. So the reason why Let me get to it. Let me get to it. Right here. So this dude, the captain dude, is getting ready, and then the lady was like, "Yo, why are you getting ready?" And he's like, "Oh, we got guests." And she's like, I didn't hear no word of no guests. Like, what's going on?" And then so the lady is like, pulling up, boom. Oh, I don't know what this is. Anyways, so then it's like they're like the police, I guess, and they pay them a visit, and then and then they're all like, "Yo, why are they here?" And they're here, and it's just like, "Yo, why? Why'd you come over here? Why'd you come out?" And then they're like, "Yeah, the trash from the trash beach you guys killed came down to the city. Like, what's going on? Are you guys not doing your job? Like, do you need us to like take over? Because that's the deal, right?" And then the dude is like, "Yo, we have sent you guys reports 3 months after events happen. Why are you guys now worried about a little trash falling down? Like, what's going on? Why are you guys getting strict? What are you really after, essentially?" And then she's like, I like her design, by the way. She's like, "All right, cut the crap. Where's the spherite? We need to capture him. We need all information we can about him to protect the town, protect the city." And then the dude, the big boss, is standing on business. He's like, "No, no." He works for us. Rudo is a cleaner now. He works for us. So no, you can't have him. And he's away on mission right now, right? So then it cuts back to them, and then they got the materials or whatever. Or no, they're at the time to get the materials, right? So she's explaining like how like the ink is all processed, right? And Rudo's like, "Yes, I must protect them because this town is very shady. A lot of kidnappings go on." And then it's funny because these are 4 children, and all these kidnaps is rumored to happen. So it's like, dang, bruh. So then, hold on, I need to get this. So then this dude comes back, right? Oh, we missed him. But he is essentially on the Raiders, like the ops. He was the dude who was scared, who was like, "I need orders to understand how what to do. I could do it. I'll do the orders, right?" So then his plan is essentially track them down so Engine can give him orders. So I think he's going to end up being a cleaner eventually, but I don't know. Anyways, Rudo's like, "They have ice cream here. They have sweets." So he's like going crazy for like the sweets, right? Right. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll just track them down. They're right there. We'll just talk to them, right?" And then he's like doing his little weird thing, weird face. He's like, "I'm about to join them. They about to boss me around, right?" And then Rudo kind of goes feral for these candies. He's like, "Candy, give me sweets," right? And then that's how he sees it. Like, maybe I don't walk up to him, right? Maybe it's kind of crazy, right? And then this dude appears. He's like, "Hey kids, you want candy? I got candy back at the crib. Come on over here, back over at the crib." And the dude is like, "Yo, kidnappers, bruh." So he's about to like save them essentially. And then Rudo's like, "You got candy?" Hold on, let's see if I can find it. He's like, "You got candy?" He's like, "Yeah, I got candy." And then hold on, let's see if I can get to it. He's like, "Huh?" Rudo's like, "You don't smell like candy. You lied to me." And then I missed it. I missed it. Essentially, Rudo crashes out, right? He sends like a beam in the sky. That's why the sky is like, that's why it's all bright. And then he kicked the man in his balls. I'm missing all the scenes for it, but he kicks the man in the balls, and he's just like, "Maybe I don't wanna walk up to them. They look a little scary right now, right?" So then time passes. They walk. They make it back to Canvas Town. They're like, "Oh, there's more art on the outside, right? Oh, crazy, right? The art city." And then he's like, the art lady's like, "Yo, you guys are monsters for walking from the hideout to that material spot back to Canvas Town. Like, you guys aren't normal, right?" and then time happens like, yo, we have to walk that long anyways because we gotta walk through the trash. You know what I mean? So we're built like that. And then the mayor's like, yo, you gotta, Job, your predecessor walked everywhere too. You need to do it as well so you could build up the stamina to do these big art pieces. And then all the girls talking about like, you drove here though. Like you drove here. You could have picked this up. Why did you do that? Anyways, so then they was walking through like the gate, right? It was like, yo, where are you even doing your art piece at? We haven't even seen that yet. And then she's like, oh, let me tell you. Let me tell you where we're doing it at. And then they look is like, look up. And then all like the lights cut on and all the art pieces are on the roof of like the tunnel entering the city. And I'm like, yo, that's kind of tough, right? And the engine and then Unk is here, bruh. They're both here, and they're like, all right, bruh, you know what? We should let. It is definitely a lot easier to see at night, now that all the lights are on. And then they look down. It was like each picture was drawn by one of the peoples, and they had like this funny interaction where they're like leaning back, and it was like, you know what? Let's lay down, right? To see it better, right? It's on the ceiling, right? And then they lay down, boom. Look what they see. They see the mark of I forget what it's called, the Watchmen series mark. And they're like, yo, that's okay, that's around the first ever person to use the pen. So it's like the first in line, essentially. Not first in line. Like the head of the generation, right? So that's him, and he like his art, like they showed his art, and they show like these markings, and then they're like, they recognize it, and they're like, "Yo, why is the Watchmen series logo in the first mural, right?" And then this where it gets crazy, and then it's just like they yap, and it's like, yeah, we could even get DNA from them, Da 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 was the relationship between the spirit and the ground. And then that's where he's a cleaner, right? So get your hell guard out of here, bro. You're on some bullshit. And then they come back here, and it's like you don't know about the dude who represents that mark, right? You don't know about him. And then she's like, oh, you're one of his friends. You're one of the machinas, whatever, I forget how you pronounce it. His best friend. That's one of his best friends, right? That Mark represents him. And then she's like, they say they know his name. His name is something Sherbrick, and Rudo's like, that's crazy because my name is Rudo Sherbrick. So how is somebody? Why do we have the same last name? And that was the end. And that was just the end. And you're just like, yo, bro, what just happened? And then you see Amon with another crazy twist, like, yo, she's still alive, but she's captured somewhere. And you see this lady, I don't know who this lady is, but you see her, and you're just like, I need season 2 right now, because what type of finale of an episode is this, bruh? So yes, that was the end. Rudo is apparently a distant relative of someone who made the Watchmen. No, not the first. Best friend to the first.
Oh, best friend to the first. Okay.
But like the same icon as the Watchmen series.
Yeah.
So he's like, quote unquote, related someone who made the series. So then you're just like, yo, how did Rudo in the sphere get these gloves, right? How did he get these gloves? Why is the person who made the gloves best friends with the person who made basically Canvas Town? Why is, a lot of questions going on now. You're just like, yo, what is going on? I need a season 2 right away.
Okay, well, so Sir Brick, what? Sir Brick
is the last name.
Yeah. Sir Brick, like whoever in the first generation is best friend with the Watchmen series.
What the Watchmen series, like, yeah.
Whoever the Watchmen series is, like whoever made that shit, whatever, right? All right, so the best friend is Sir Brick, and Rudo is related to Sir Brick.
Yeah, because that's his.
Interesting.
Well, I assume so, because that's his
His
last
last
name,
name,
right?
right, right.
But then, like, I didn't really show it in the thing, but there's also, there's that mural, right?
Yeah,
And there's icons, right?
yeah,
There's three other icons
yeah,
down there that we've
yeah.
never seen before.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So is there like another version of the Watchmen series with those other icons, or like
yeah.
what's going on with these, with it? So it's like a lot of questions. But
Interesting.
there is a season 2. I see that now.
W.
Got you could have season 2, second season. Don't really know much about it.
It's just
There
officially
was a
announced though.
trailer. There's a trailer. It is officially announced. Let me add this to the plan to watch, because I will be watching this.
Not
And I
weekly
will
though.
try to watch it. I will try to watch it weekly. I will try. Um, but yeah, that is all what I've watched this week.
That's W. That's
That is
W.
W.
Huh?
So yeah, man. That is all what I've watched this week. I've been that was a that I feel sad ending that, because I did enjoy it, and it was enjoyable all the way through. I feel like now I gotta rewatch it all in its entirety, because I never really binged it.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, man, that's it. Now I have a question. I'm stressed for time right now. I can't lie, but I
Oh,
have to get this question out since I finished the show.
okay.
Right? With this show, the whole power system is vital weapons, right?
Mm,
A vital weapon is essentially an item or items, because we do see somebody with multiple vital weapons,
mm,
quote unquote, multiple vital weapons. And there's something that the person cherishes, like items
mm.
that are not living, that the person cherishes, deeply takes care of, loves,
Yeah.
but most importantly, had for a while. Do you have a vital weapon? And I know you haven't watched the show,
Yeah.
but when activating your vital weapon, what would like the power be?
Okay. I would say my vital weapon easily. The first thing that come to mind when I heard that, you probably know it, is my blanket, bro. My blanket, bro.
Your blanket. That's
My
true. You had
blanket.
it for a
I
while.
had since I'm not gonna lie, I'm about to search this shit up. This is how long I had my blanket. What? How old is a baby for them to start remembering?
Remembering is crazy work.
Not interested. 18 months to 3 years. I'm gonna give it to 3 years. The moment I was 3 years old, I was in that blanket. To be fair though, I was in a different blanket. It was to be a smaller blanket. It's like a little baby blanket, right? But then I transitioned to the current blanket I have now. It's a big ass adult blanket. And I literally had this from the moment I was able to remember that I was in this blanket. 3, 5 years old, 8 years old, whichever one, right? I had it. Just know I had it since I was in a single digit number. I'm 23 years old now, man. I'm 23 years old, and I still have that blanket. So I would say that would be my vital instrument, right? And I feel like
Vital instrument, vital weapon. Yeah.
I feel like if anything, I feel like it would. I thought of two things. One, the first one that I thought about was like I could put it on and maybe I could like on some I could fly shit. But then I'm like on some fly shit, right? But then I'm like unrealistic. It's a big ass blanket. I thought this one. It would become like a shield, like a shield. Like if you get under it, yeah, like you get under it and it just becomes a shield. See, I'm not like that. Kind of sounds realistic. It's a blanket.
That is realistic. It's kind of tough.
So I was.
And I say it fits into the lore because no one can fly in the show except that.
Oh, okay.
thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it fits in, right?
So yeah, that would be my
man.
thing. How about you, bro? How about you, bro?
My vital weapon, I don't know. Okay, I got asked. I didn't get asked a question. I thought of this question a couple weeks ago. We was talking with one of my coworkers. He's a big fan of the show. So I just asked him what it would be, right? So, and he asked me it back, and I had to think about it. I think, granted, I didn't have it as long, but it's been 6 years now. Say it's 2026. I got it 2020.
Damn.
College year, freshman year of college. I bought it, impulse buy. They paid me to go to school. I bought it with this money, right?
Okay.
It's this chain. It's just a simple chain, simple chain. But I got it. Same with this wrist one. I got it like a year later. So about 5 years.
Yeah.
And eventually these rings.
Yeah. Okay.
buying them for me.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
rings because I have them. I cherish them. I just haven't had it. I've had it for a month now.
Yeah.
These rings, but this what my powers will be. In the conversation a couple weeks ago, it was definitely like I whip it around. Wait, what was it? Like it was like a binding. Like I hold people down, right?
Interesting.
But now, I since I thought about it, I sent the question in last night, right? Or technically this morning at 12 a.m. But I think I would use it like Spider-Man uses his webs at God
Interesting.
and start swinging.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also like the binding. I feel like
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it's nice. I feel like it could be cool to be comp.
Nothing I will say for me. I was thinking of the same thing. I was also thinking of my chain. I had two chains on, but my first one I ever worn, my big one, it's fucking all tangled up and shit. But it has a Buddha on it. Obviously, I'm Asian, so I'm Buddha, right? And I was thinking my shit would probably be like healing. It was like do some sort of healing.
Like a healer.
Yeah.
Fits you. That fits you for sure.
It would be some sort of healing. I would say if I had to like, other than my blanket, it would definitely be my chain too. Like I had it since I think when I turned 18. I think it was just like my mom was like, "What do you want?" I mean, before I was even 18, before I bought the pendant myself. My mom went on vacation to get my sister a chain, and then I was like, "Yo, I want a Buddha pendant." And at the time, I had an A, so I had a smaller chain, but it's still a gold chain. It just now I got a bigger one, but
yeah.
So I would say chain. I feel like mine would be like healing if I had to do a chain. But yeah, a blanket.
I don't think I have anything like another vital instrument contender.
Yeah.
Like this is my jewelry. Like I don't take it off. I take pretty good care of it. I assume it hasn't broke at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think I just have one option. You have two. You're cool, man.
Nah,
like
bro.
mine work hand in hand. You know what I mean? The
You getting like a slow upgrade throughout the years type shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
My shit just I've been upgrading my same piece of armor since the birth of me, bro.
Yeah. I also feel like mine could be passed down, like how that one girl has it too. Like I could pass mine down. Like, oh, one son gets the chain, the other one gets the bracelet. I have two rings to hand out to two of my daughters or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. My blanket will ever get passed down. I'm not gonna lie. I might die in my casket with my blanket, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Blanket.
I just feel like my blanket is not gonna be treated well when I'm not here, bro.
Nah, bro. For real. Nah.
So
that's real. That's real.
I might take that shit down to the grave with me. But yeah, that was a good question. I like that question. That was a fun question. I mean,
that's a good question.
On that note, time to wrap this thing up, right?
Yeah, it's time to wrap it up. I gotta shower.
Yeah, you gotta get up out of here. Yes. No. I mean, with that being said, this has been the Plot Armor Podcast. Obviously on the Block Sitdown channel. Definitely you're watching it. Obviously, if you're interested in any other podcast. I mean, football season just wrapped up. College football, at least, just wrapped up. The day you're watching, so yesterday it wrapped up yesterday. But if you're still interested and you want to hear my review and my other co-hosts' opinions and how the season ended, go into the channel and scroll around. You should see it. Like I said, it was yesterday's video, so the video before this. So if you're interested, go over there. Obviously, there's other podcasts, other stuff like that. But the anime podcast, the Plot Armor Podcast, will always be here weekly. Obviously, Raheem got a vacation coming up soon, but when that time comes, you probably won't even miss it anyways. But anyways, let's wrap this thing up. The Plot Armor Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys are new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button. That help out the channel a lot. But also, since you're already down there, consider clicking that like button as well. But other than that, we appreciate all the love and support. We'll catch you guys next. Peace.
Peace.